Today, I am driving the finest car you can buy new today with money. This is the 2023 Lexus LC 500, and my God, it just does everything so tremendously right. If I were to ask you what the finest car on sale is today, I wouldn't blame you for not even remembering that the LC exists. Lexus, despite putting years driving the really finest car you can buy new today with money, really hasn't marketed much at all. Up front in the LC 500, a 5-liter naturally aspirated V8. That, in this year of 2023, puts out 471 horsepower. It's a delightful powertrain, and it all goes to the rear wheels. More than that, it's a Toyota Lexus V8, which means you can have quite a bit of confidence that this engine is just going to keep going forever. Importantly, too, it makes noises. You see, this pumps through a variable exhaust. Above about 5,000 RPM, that opens up and it shouts. Snap down or downshift, and it will bark at every one. Or just take it easy, leave it in automatic mode, and it's really quite sedate. I'm just cruising about right now, and honestly, it makes enough noise to remind me that that power is there lurking, but I don't always feel the same sort of need to just boot it and make a ruckus the way I do in something like a Hellcat. It's refined, it's dignified, it's there, and it knows what it can do, and it's fine waiting its turn. Paddle up and down, and it doesn't leave you wishing that it did things any differently. It just does it appropriately and smoothly and gracefully. You've always got torque available, and of course, with all of that displacement, the torque is plentiful. Traction control in this car has to work hard. Further still, turn that traction all the way off and give it some steering inputs, and the rear of this car will dance so much. Now, with that being said, it does have to be done with respect. Not only is this a big, powerful car, it's also a big, heavy car. Even with all those forged aluminum control arms, the forged wheels, the carbon fiber roof, the carbon fiber reinforced doors, and deck lid, this is still a heavy car at some 4,340 pounds. That's a lot of meat, but it carries itself with a surprising grace. You see, the damping here in the LC 500 is a big part of what makes it so remarkable. I could go on about the 615 variable rates and all of that, but what really matters here is just the fact that over almost anything, this car just handles so supremely exceptionally well. Of course, this is the platform that now also underpins the LS. It should be a smooth ride. I'm not exaggerating when I say that this ride, and even how quiet it is over rough surfaces, really does match some vehicles like the BMW 7. It's that good. Now, with that being said, this shouldn't be looked to as an outright sports car, because it's not. It's a GT. Throw it too quickly and it does get a little bit washy. That being said, it has been tuned with performance in mind. Racer and test driver Randy Post was a big part of tuning these chassis dynamics, and I've got to say that I have yet to find a road that I was unsatisfied with this car across. Now, dialing it back to that matter of comfort, oh boy, these seats, these are some of the finest seats that I've sat in since the NSX. They are just so wonderfully supportive. There's this round, parabolic comfort to them. The shoulder support here doesn't feel like it's holding you in, even though under lateral Gs, they are. No, instead the support just cocoons you. Now, I say this as someone at 5'8" of a medium build. They won't fit everyone so perfectly, but by and large, everyone I've put into these seats has been flatly stunned by how well they cradle. Obviously, as a plus two, those rear seats are not quite as elegantly comfortable, but if you're in a pinch, I've got to say they are some of the better rears that I've come across in a car of this kind of profile. Of course, rear headroom is a little cramped, and if you're using the rears, you really want to be in the convertible. And as I raved about last year, the convertible is all of this and so much more. The convertible lets you hear more of that engine and exhaust note than you're able to get in this very well-quieted coupe. The climate control in the LC 500 convertible, even with the roof down, remains the best climate I have found in any convertible. Driving that car on humid 32-degree days, I was really quite stunned by just how well air-conditioned I was. So too was I impressed by the audio. The Mark Levinson system in these LC500s is just shy of 1,000 watts, and it does an excellent job here in the coupe and in the convertible and in the convertible with the top down. It's all just so good. The first complaint among everyone I've spoken to who has driven these cars is that the old touchpad-based Lexus infotainment system isn't great. It's a little cumbersome. It does support CarPlay and Android Auto, but it's just awkward. Now, for this upcoming model year, Lexus has confirmed that they are replacing this with a 12-inch touch display like we're seeing in the other products. That is good, and it'll be a lot more friendly to use. With that being said, I do think we need to take a moment to appreciate what we're losing here, because this original design is so graceful. The way the analog clock and that texture to the right are all wrapped behind this one piece of glass, it's a beautiful design, and I'm gonna be kind of sad to see that changed. With that being said, you still get the excellent driver display here. This is the whole cluster layout that we saw in the LFA supercar. We've got this cool bezel that moves over, physically moves when you want to change different menu settings. It's really neat. Thoughtful as well is that up on top we've got suede just specifically to reduce glare so that you have a perfect view of the heads-up display in the glass. It's so well done. It's so thoughtful. Nothing in this car has just been phoned in. This is a masterpiece. It's a love letter to this type of car, and I really think that people need to wake up to just how great it is. You see, beyond just the styling and the comfort and the surprising value, I mean, 120-ish for this is amazing. I think people are gonna start to realize before long that this is a future collectible. This is a very unusual car to still be available in this day and age. And like so many other legendary Toyota products, it hasn't received the attention it deserves in its own time. People really need to wake up to how good this car is, because they are missing out. For Driving.ca, I'm Al Alder. For more enthusiast car news, reviews, previews, specs, and all the rest, be sure to follow us online on Driving.ca and check out our socials over on Instagram and Twitter.